6:47 right now. We hope the kids are at least awake for school this morning if they do have it. But we are getting back to our school coverage right now.
Yes, so one of the biggest struggles, getting your kids back on a good sleep schedule after summer break. So joining us this morning to offer some advice for parents is Dr. Aubrey Reefy from UnityPoint Trinity. So thank you so much for joining us so early this morning. Really appreciate it, of course.
No, my pleasure to be here.
Of course. So
the first thing that we were going to ask you, how much sleep should a kid get for certain ages, depending on how old they are?
Naturally our sleep needs change with our developmental stages. And so, preschool, kindergarten age kids aiming for like 10 to 13 hours. Some kids are still taking naps around that time too. And so that 10 to 13 hours does include that nap time and sleep time. And naps sound great as adults, but encouraging our kids to keep them in their sleep schedule if they need them is beneficial. And then kind of like the elementary first through fifth grade can benefit from like 9 to 12 hours of sleep. So quite a bit of sleep. Their brains are really processing a lot of information from their day, preparing for the next day. So having that reset overnight. And then our teens' sleep schedules, who knows what those look like, but really 8 to 10 hours a night for them is pretty reasonable. Just kind of their routine shifts. So
that's still a lot better than mine. She said 13 hours at one point, and I was like, oh, only get like 6, 5 or 6. I was like, I need that back.
Can I be a kid again? Yeah.
Oh yeah, we might have to talk to you after about maybe some 20-something sleep schedules.
Getting your adult sleep schedule back on track.
So we got some kids going back to school today. Some kids are going back end of this month. How far in advance should parents be adjusting their kids' sleep schedules ahead of the school year starting?
Yeah, no, good question. So I usually recommend like 2 weeks ahead of time to give you some time to adjust and then get into that rhythm before the school year starts. But even starting a few days early, 5-7 days before school starts, is still reasonable. Typically adjusting it, a few minutes every 3 to 5 days. So if we still have a couple weeks out, there's still plenty of time to adjust and get them on their new routine.
I always thought that was a punishment. I thought my mom was being like, come on, we got to get you in the mood. But it does help out.
Absolutely.
So when it does come to bedtime and having the phones around, I mean, when should you start to turn those off, and how much time before bed, should you start to monitor that?
Yeah, ideally a whole hour for kids. Those lights are very stimulating for our brains and our eyes. And so eliminating those at least an hour, ideally 2 hours before bedtime, getting their brains ready to process their own circadian rhythm, adjust to the nighttime light, will just help them fall asleep easier and help their quality of sleep be better.
Yeah, so when it comes to, helping kids wind down, how can parents help their kids do that? And what should the bedtime routine include or look like?
Yeah, I mean, there's no perfect answer, but consistency is key. So whatever your habit is in life, doing something in a consistent manner will help you be more successful at it. So for kids, there's kind of a general 4B rule. Usually taking a bath or showering, brushing your teeth, reading a book, and going to bed. But that routine can fluctuate in people's houses, but whatever that routine is, being consistent with that routine nightly is really the most important thing.
And I know earlier we were talking about, you recommend changing the sleep schedules, 2 weeks beforehand, if that's the case. So is that what you would say that it typically takes for when it comes to adapting to either if it's a new sleep schedule, just anything along those lines?
Yeah, that's usually my recommendation. Even with daylight savings time and such, it takes us a while to adjust to those hours, and it usually takes about 2 weeks. So
that's a good example, because even the daylight saving time, that's always something that gets so many people.
Absolutely.
They're like, either we hate it or we love it or this or that. That's a great example.
Yeah. And then before we let you go this morning, is there anything else that you think it's important for folks to know about getting their kids back on a sleep schedule? Maybe for some folks that their kids are going back next week, they're maybe a little bit scared that they didn't get on it fast enough. Anything for them?
Yeah, it's never too late. Nope, it's okay. You can start tonight, and having those conversations ahead of time with your kids so that they recognize what you're doing and the importance of why you're doing it. And really the benefits of good sleep cannot be overstated, especially when it comes to children, development, learning, emotional regulation, hormone regulation, growth, so many great things. So never too late to start.
Yeah, make sure they know it's not a punishment.
Yeah, I guess we all got to do something we don't want to do anyway. So, Dr. Reefy, thank you so much. Can't let you go without a fist bump.
Awesome, love it.
Over here. But thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, thanks.